Hi, I'm Kieran Sage and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through the process of how I start a pretty intensive cosplay. The cosplay in particular is for Fey Moss from the Unprepared Casters Arc 3, and genuinely one of my favorite podcasts, and the only podcast I'm currently listening to is Unprepared Casters. I love all of the characters in Arc 3, it's near and dear to my heart, and I decided I wanted to cosplay Fey Moss. She is a bard. It is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast, and so it's not a costume you can just go and buy. It's a costume that you kind of have to build. You have to figure out what parts you need and basically plan out when you're gonna buy them, what tasks need to be done in order to make the cosplay. And yeah, I just thought I would bring you along with me. I won't lie, I kind of already started, but I'll get into that in a second. Yeah, let's go do that. So, I'm going to take you through all of this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I have already went through and kind of got the main pieces that I need in order to buy, but I'm gonna look for more options other than Amazon because I hate to buy from Amazon, but I'm also on a very tight budget whenever it comes to my cosplays. But we are gonna look at some other options, Google a couple of things. I have already ordered a corset option, the dye to dye the corset, and a new ring light because the one I currently have is on its last leg. It keeps flashing. It's not great. It's what I'm currently recording with right now. So, I'm gonna show you a picture of Fey Moss. So here is the wiki page for Fey Moss, and you can see that she is very purple themed. That's like her whole thing. She is a Valor Bard, and I don't play Dungeons & Dragons. I would love to, I just don't have a party to play with. And I kind of love Dungeons & Dragons podcasts. So she's a half elf, and you can kind of just see based off of her ears, you can kind of tell she's a half elf, and her entire thing is that she's purple themed. I love her. So the first thing I wanted to do was look for her wig. I already have contacts, although if they go bad because they're kind of on the last little bit of the year you're supposed to keep them, I'll buy a new pair. But currently I do have some dark purple contacts. They're not that exact shade. Hold on, let's see if you can zoom in. They're not that exact shade of purple, but they're very close, so I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not going to match this look to a T, simply because I feel like with cosplays where the characters aren't set in stone, although this is official art of her, I like the idea of adding my own little twist to Fey Moss, and I like that a lot. A lot of people do that with Dungeons & Dragons podcasts. A very popular cosplay source is from The Adventure Zone, which is another Dungeons & Dragons podcast, and a lot of people take creative liberties with their costumes, and that's what I want to do with Fey as well. So when it comes to Fey Moss, she does have purple freckles, which you can recreate with face paint in the same way that I always do with my face paint. Whenever I use regular freckles, I just use brown face paint. For her hair, I specifically wanted to get a lace front wig, or at least a partial lace front, because of the way her hair is parted right there. It's parted at an angle, but you can kind of tell that the way that it was drawn, she would have a hairline there. So that's what I wanted to do first. And it's actually a little hard to find wigs in this particular shade. I looked through a lot, but my baseline that I need something to match is this one from Amazon. So this one's gonna be $46, and it is like the perfect shade for Fey Moss. And if you look at the ratings, there's a lot of good pictures of this. So I'm very tempted to get this one. However, I am going to look at my other options, which I'm going to look at Webster Wigs and Ardo Wigs, I'm pretty sure, as my main ones. And we'll see, because their wigs tend to be a little bit more expensive, and I don't buy lace fronts often, so we'll see. So we're going to go into wigs, shot by color. Maybe that one would be ideal. I think lavender or thistle might be our best bet for her. So these are all the wigs that they have in lavender. Let's see if they have any lace fronts. The only lace front they have is a short lace front. If you want bangs, they have these. This one's an okay one. However, I was pretty set. Pale lilac. Maybe that's... Okay, so I'm going to look at Pale Lilac and Frosted Iris out of their wig colors. I just think that they'd suit me better, and her hair is pretty light, so I think that's a good option. Because their wigs are such high quality, it's a little bit hard to find wigs like this in this particular color for cheap. The one that would probably match best would either be the Amy Classic or the Anne Classic Discontinued. And they're out of the Pale Lilac and the Anne Classic, so I'm not even gonna look at it. Same thing with the Pale Lilac in this one. Still, our best option currently is going to be the one off of Amazon. I almost wish this Jareth, I love the style of it, but I wish it was just a teensy bit longer, because the color and the bangs I could work with, but unfortunately not quite there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and look at Webster Wigs and see if they have any options. It's worth noting, you need to make sure that your currency is right on this one. I had to change mine to US dollars. This one looks interesting. It's the Harper Lavender Swirl. I think it's a little bit too intense of a color for Faye, but it is a very pretty wig. I think what we're going to have to go with is the Amazon wig, which I'm not mad about. It's always nice to have lace fronts, and it does look like this is gonna be a thinner wig, but I think I'm going to like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my cart. So the biggest difference, I'm going to try to match everything, like neck up. I'm going to have the purple contacts. I'm gonna put on freckles. I'm probably gonna leave my eyebrows as is, but you know. And I want a wig that's gonna give off Fey Moss vibes, which I think the Amazon one is the best option in this case. However, the costume, like the actual outfit, is where it's going to change. I need a couple of different options because I'm not sure what's gonna fit me, what I'm going to like. So I'm going to go through the Amazon, try it before you buy it thing, and see what I can find there. I know the one that I have is my baseline. This one, I can try it before I buy it, but I want to see how the corset fits me and see if I need to get a different corset before I try this. And just to show you what I'm getting, I didn't want to have to go into my orders and it show you where I live essentially. So this is the corset that I bought. I got mine in a 4X because of the sizing, but it might not fit me, so I might have to turn it back. It does have free returns, which is always great. I have a hard time shopping online and just shopping in general, so I'm hoping that this turns out a-okay and I can just go ahead and dye it the color I need it to be once I get it. I'm going to be using the RIT All-Purpose 8-ounce Hyacinth color because it's a light purple and that's what I want to get. I'm probably going to dilute it pretty significantly before I put this in. Also, I'm not sure how this is going to dye if it does fit me. First step is make sure that the corset fits me. Second step, dyeing it. And they're supposed to come in literally tomorrow. The dye is supposed to get here tomorrow, and the day after that the corset is supposed to be here. But based off of the majority of what this corset is made out of, the all-purpose should dye it. And if it doesn't, then I can go ahead and buy it the next color, like the next style, because they have RIT Dye More, which is for the synthetics. So we'll just see how it dyes. But back to the dress. This is a sleek velvet, I think, dress. I wanted to see if I can maybe find something in silk in a dark purple like this with the long sleeves, because that's what she wears. She wears silk. The corset does have silk in it. I do know that. It's silk, cotton, and something else. But this is not silk. It is my baseline option because it's what fits the vision in my brain. I'm not sure about the neckline and how it's going to fit with the corset, which is why I wanted a couple of different options. So what I'm going to look up is silk, long silk dress, long sleeve. Let's see how that works. I needed to add purple. None of these are really speaking to me because I want something that's kind of floor length. That's an option if we can find it in the purple. Doesn't look like they have it in purple. I'm gonna go through a couple of pages and then I'll let you know if I find anything that might work. If not, then we're going to go and just search on Google Shop. Okay, I think I might be able to find something this way. I'll let you know. I think what I'm going to have to do is go ahead with this dress, and I'm gonna do the prime try before you buy so I can send it back if I don't like it, because my corset is supposed to be here Friday. So I can try it on without dyeing it and just see if I like the way that it fits with the corset and everything. I think that's a good idea to go ahead and just try it. And if not, I really need to go and find some other option. So another important thing is that Fey Moss has a rapier, which is what this is, and this is a costume one. And the ratings are generally good. There's not very many, but you can kind of see what it'll look like. It says that this part tends to break off, but that doesn't bother me too much. I do, however, think it's very important that she has a rapier, so that's the baseline for the rapier. I don't need anything too crazy. I think I'm just gonna go with this one from Amazon, and that'll be it. The last thing is these nail polishes. This is my backup corset, but these two are a part of a set of nail polishes that Fey Moss has that helps her in particular with hand-to-hand combat. I think that I like the purple with the purpose, both for its name and for the fact that it's a darker purple, which will look nice with the lighter purple that I intend the corset and its sleeves to be. I think it'll look very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead, one-time purchase, add to cart. The purple is what she wears most often. That's mentioned in episode 0, I'm pretty sure. But the gold is what she actually ends up putting on in the sewers. So I wanted to use Getting Groovy just because it's kind of a more true gold, and that's more of like an orangey gold. It might not even be, but I wanted to use the Getting Groovy by SC, so I was gonna go ahead and add it to my cart. So this is everything that we have. I have the wig, the rapier. I needed shoes. That's what I never even looked at. It doesn't say what shoes she wears. It actually doesn't at all ever say what shoes she wears. Some of the other characters are categorized as being sandals people, which I respect, but we're gonna go ahead and find some shoes. I don't know. I think I might look for some purple sandals. I think some dark purple ones might actually fit in my brain. These are just pulling up slides and stuff. That's not bad. I think it's not quite as fantasy as I wanted it. Fantasy high heels. I don't own a lot of shoes, so that's a big reason why I need to buy some for this cosplay if I plan to wear it out, and also in general for full body pictures. Maybe this could work. They're not too fancy, but they're also not fantasy enough, if that makes sense. They're kind of like in the middle, and it's a nice like plain shoe. I respect it. So overall, this costume is probably gonna cost about $250 as long as this dress works out. I'm not gonna buy everything yet. I just wanted to show you the process of me picking it out. I want to see what the corset looks like before I do anything else. I want to see if it works the way that I think it's gonna work, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to rethink a lot of this. So I'll get back to you whenever I get to try the corset. So the corset got here and it fits me perfectly, so I'm gonna go ahead and dye it sometime soon. I'll probably let you come along with that as well. So since it fits, I went ahead and I ordered the dress, the try before you buy, and I got 2 different sizes to see because I wasn't sure, but they should be here beginning week of January so that I can try them on, see how they look with the corset and everything. I also came up with an idea for a backup for the dress if it doesn't work, which is like a 2-piece, so like a long sleeve shirt and a long skirt, because regardless the corset is going to cover up where they would meet, so it would look like one piece ideally. Also, it seems that I'm not sure what this corset is actually made out of, because on the website it said cotton and silk with like a teensy little bit of polyester, I think. And then the actual corset comes with a tag that says 90% polyester, 10% spandex. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if the RIT regular all-purpose dye, which I actually have, is going to work, or if I'm going to need to order some of the synthetic, which is really irritating. I ordered the dye because of what they told me, and it's not, I don't know. We're gonna try it out anyways. Also, the lighting downstairs is even worse than right now, so I just wanted to let you know. Almost everything for my Fey Moss cosplay. I did get the dresses that I was gonna try on in the mail today, but the color wasn't good for it, and the fabric, I didn't like the way that the fabric looked with the corset, but you've seen the corset, let me show you this more. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and order the shirt and skirt and just pair them together. And if I still have issues with the purple, they're a lighter purple and they'll probably be okay to dye, so I might just dye them. So I have gotten everything for my Fey Moss cosplay, and I guess I should just start by talking about her. She is the very pretty lavender lilac, I don't know what the difference in those colors are, wig. I haven't cut the lace on it yet, but it is still very pretty, very long. It's a little staticky, but I mean, I've had worse wigs. Like, at least she's not shedding super bad, so I call that a win. For a costume wig, the lace isn't very bad. Also, sorry about this. We're just gonna ignore it. I'm kind of having a breakout moment. It's not ideal. But the next thing I'm gonna talk to you about are the nail polishes, because I bought 2 different nail polishes for Fey Moss because I think it is fun and I like the idea of it. So, she wears the gold in like the last couple of arcs, and then I think it's stated in episode 0 that Faye wears purple pretty much all of the time regardless of that, until she like needs to do a manicure and use the magic nail polish. The magic nail polish in question is going to be Essie, Getting Groovy. I've actually already tried it on. I didn't show it, but I already took it off and I don't really want to have to do that again. So we've seen the corset. She is very pretty, very much purple now instead of white, which is always fun. Why am I showing you the inside? It's a lilac-y purple, but very pretty, very pretty. But I'm having a little bit of trouble finding something to wear underneath of it. So I think I'm just gonna have to deal with whatever happens when it happens, whenever I get the other stuff in the mail. So I am sending back those dresses because they were on the Prime Try Before You Buy thing, so I'm dropping off that package tomorrow, I think. But the last thing I want to tell you that I have gotten, oh, I didn't even talk about the purple. The purple is OPI Purple with a Purpose, which I thought the name was kind of fun, which is the main reason why I bought that particular purple. The last thing that I need to talk to you about is kind of a lot. It's so much fun. It's the sword. It's a prop sword, so it's not actually like going to harm anybody. Well, it could probably do some damage. It's pretty heavy, but she's really pretty. I can't wait to use it as a prop in my TikTok videos and likely get it taken down, but it's okay because they will still get posted on YouTube. Sorry, just give me a second. They will probably still get posted on YouTube and my Instagram, but I have a feeling that this is the time that I get knocked down for community violations because I'm going to use a sword. Not any of my SFX makeups have ever gotten flagged, but I feel like the sword is gonna maybe be a little bit harder to ignore. I actually lied, the shoes are last, but I forgot about the shoes because they weren't on my table, so. The shoes do fit me. The toes are a little short, like something about them, like it doesn't quite cover up my entire toe, which is like a really weird thing, but they zip up in the back. So like they're easy to put on, but then they have this sort of ballet with the strappies, so they work really well. I can't wait to get the rest of everything. So I guess I'll just pop back in once I get the other two things. It's been a few weeks now, a couple of setbacks, but I have everything that I need to do Fey Moss, and I'm gonna do it. So I'm currently wearing the little undershirt that I told you guys that I got, and I painted my nails the gold because I can. And yeah, I'm just gonna do the makeup, put on the rest of the costume, and I'll be done. I'll have debuted Fey Moss. I'm really excited about it. It's my first ever Dungeons and Dragons cosplay. I think I may have said that already, but I'm really excited. I'm glad I got to bring you along with the process. I'm really excited with how it came out. I'm not sure how I feel about the undershirt still. I think it's depending on how I'm feeling the day that I cosplay Fey, whether I wear it or not, but I think I'm gonna keep it on for today. I added my amethyst necklace because, you know, purple, and it seemed like it fit the vibe. I'm wearing my class ring too, which is also purple because amethyst is my birthstone. Anyhow, I love the way that it turned out, and I'm very happy with it. And I can't wait to go take some pictures and everything. I'm not gonna lie, on a little bit of a time crunch because my mom's dog keeps barking because my mom's about to be home. But I need to go take some TikToks and some pictures, but I'm really happy with how this looks. I'm really pleased with how the makeup looks, especially with the wig. The wig is very light and I like it a lot. I wish I had more reasons to wear this wig. I think it's really pretty. I spent quite a bit of money to get this cosplay the way that I wanted it to. And I'm still unsure about a couple of different pieces. I'm really glad that I just went for it. About half of this cosplay was paid for using Christmas money anyways, so yeah. I just want to acknowledge the makeup once more before I let you go. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of creating a cosplay from idea to fruition. Arc 3 of Unprepared Casters is literally one of the most heart-wrenching arcs that I've ever listened to, and I love everything about Unprepared Casters. I'll leave all of Unprepared Casters information down in the description below, as well as all of my information about where you can get more Fey Moss and just cosplays from me in general. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Please let me know if you want more types of these videos of where I like create a cosplay basically. I have a couple of ideas still for cosplays that I want to get done in 2022. Because, you know, it is just January, but I thought it would be really fun to bring you along with one, especially one as intensive as this. I'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you so much for watching.